You're absolutely going to fall in love with this book, as much as I loved writing it. Because it's packed with a soulful confession, a steamy opposites attract connection, and a love that defies all odds, romance perfection. Kick back, relax, and enjoy the first chapter of Stranded and Billionaire, branded by Kandi Kiss. Chapter 1, Into the Luxe. I stumble into the Whitmore Hotel on stilettos way too high for my short, curvy frame, my toes already screaming, "Fuck you, bitch." I'm one wobble away from faceplanting in front of New York's elite, or worse, straight into the arms of some smug billionaire. I straighten my head, adjusting the imaginary crown I like to think I wear. I stare in awe, mouth half open, at the pure luxury before me, realizing I've waltzed into a party way past my tax bracket. Well, shit. This place looks like one hell of a high roller's wet dream. The Whitmore Hotel gleams with opulence, its grand foyer bathed in the soft glow of crystal chandeliers that hang like sparkling jewels from the high ceiling. The elegant walls are made entirely of floor-to-ceiling glass, making me feel like I'm in a shark tank, surrounded by shiny predators. I'm already handing out mental middle fingers like fucking party favors. The place reeks of elite money, the kind that doesn't just buy things, it buys people, power, and entire empires. The stench is thick enough to choke on in disgust. Yet, a shadow of envy creeps in, along with an annoying awareness that maybe, just maybe, I don't actually loathe it as much as I think I do. My friend, Sonia, is good at many things, but clear communication isn't one of them. She raved about a can't-miss event she'd heard about from a friend, but conveniently left out the part where it involved 5-figure dresses and a strict no peasants policy. I feel swindled. This isn't just any publishing event. It's a high-stakes, luxe power mixer for the big spenders and social elite. I fully expect to see people tossing their private jet keys around like mere confetti, symbols of wealth fluttering through the air as if it were just another ordinary day in this out-of-touch world of excess. The hum of chatter spills out of the room within, punctuated by haughty laughter and the soft clinking of crystal glasses, creating an intoxicating melody that invites me in. But I don't move from the grand entrance, which is bathed in shimmering light, cascading from the most magnificent chandelier I've ever seen. I sigh dreamily, tilting my head back to admire it. I've always had a thing for lights. I can't help but recall my wildest fantasy, the one where I'm tangled in seductive chaos with the man of my dreams, dangling above and swaying in the chandelier's glow, lost in ecstasy as the dripping crystals create a melodic clatter. My lips pull into a smile as the image dances in the forefront of my mind. Dangerous? Sure. Worth it? Oh, hell yes. Someone walks past me. The fabric of his suit brushes my arm, raising goosebumps in his wake. The alluring scent that follows him jolts me from my fixation, and I realize that, mesmerized by the brilliance of the chandelier, I've been blocking the entryway like a damn fool. Well, guess that's enough stalling. As I walk in, composing myself, a server passes me with a tray of champagne flutes. Might as well enjoy the perks, I mutter, snagging a flute from the tray. As I take a sip of the deliciously bubbly liquid, I remind myself that this is all part of my creative exploration. Every author with a pulse knows it's essential to mix business with pleasure. Sure, most don't end up at a posh gala by accident, but if this doesn't inspire a few chapters in my next novel, I'm not sure what will. That thought sends me into writer mode, and my interest is piqued. My head is on a swivel, my eyes drinking everything in, storing every detail about the atmosphere. I'm imagining my characters slipping in and out of this high-gloss world. Would they fit in? Or would they feel out of place like me, when a woman hurries over, rushing at me with an urgency that sets me on edge? "Mrs. Harrington," she exclaims, her eyes wide and bright, as if she's won the damn lottery. I raise a brow. Who? She grabs my arm, confusing me further. The insistent woman is even smaller than I am, which is no mean feat. I didn't think anyone could be shorter than my 5-foot stance. She's all dolled up and has the energy of someone who hasn't slept in days, and hence runs purely on caffeine. Impressive, considering she's probably spent half her life hunting for the right pair of heels. Yes, Teodoro mentioned you'd be here tonight, she chirps, pulling me deeper into the sea of designer-clad egos. A mix of excitement and panic washes over me. What the hell is going on? My first instinct is to correct her, but part of me is curious, and the bad girl in me thrills at the thought of playing along, if only just for a second. What's the worst that could happen, right? So, I smile, nodding as if I know exactly who this Teodoro is. I mean, it took you long enough to break into the Whitmore investment circle, she says, turning back to shoot me a smirk as she gives me an approving once-over. But you're here now, she adds, and that's what matters. Follow me. We wade through the crowd of Manhattan's best-dressed, heading towards the center of the room. She continues, her voice bubbling with excitement. You know, Mr. Whitmore has a reputation for being a bit of a lone wolf at these events. She leans in, her eyes sparkling, and whispers conspiratorially, but don't let him intimidate you. He's a softie underneath all that pretend brooding he does. He sounds like a real gem, I sarcastically mutter. A lone wolf. Fucking perfect. As if that isn't code for another emotionally unavailable guy who probably thinks his tragic backstory makes him a catch. She flashes me a playful smile. Trust me, once you get to know him, you'll see. I shrug, not knowing what to expect. Got it. Good. Here we are. She gives me one last nudge before stepping back. As she steps out of view, I see him. He's tall. Yet not so tall that I feel like a pint-sized princess lost in this castle of a hotel, dark and irresistibly tempting. His skin is a stunning blend of warm caramel, the rich undertones hinting at a beautifully diverse heritage, making him all the more captivating. It creates a delicious contrast against the polished white suit he's wearing, turning his hot factor up to scorching. I mean, I expected a suit, of course, but this one is an experience. It hugs all the right places, outlining his masculine frame in a way that screams hands off, but also somehow commands your attention, drawing you in. The tiny ball of energy of a woman was right. There's a brooding edge to him, the kind no man has any right to carry so effortlessly. He looks like the kind of guy who would buy a city and throw it in the trash just for kicks. He scans the room like he owns it. Hell, he probably does. I'm filled with awe and admiration at his sheer presence. The woman who dragged me over suddenly reappears in my peripheral vision, announcing in her chipper tone, "Teodoro, you simply must meet this one." She gestures enthusiastically toward me. I heard she's a major player in the publishing world. For a moment, I forget that I'm not who she thinks I am, and my eyes widen, like a deer caught in the headlights. As if my heart wasn't already racing from Teodoro's magnetic charm, it now feels like it's in overdrive, fueled by the confusing chaos of the moment. A major player is a huge stretch. I'm just a romance novelist, still trying to make my mark in a world that's blandly non-fictional. His attention caught, the captivating man, Teodoro Whitmore, turns to us with an annoyed squint. When his eyes land on me, however, something compelling glimmers in them, stirring a primal urge that has been long buried deep within my self-proclaimed born-again virgin body. The tiny lady continues, gesturing to me, "This is Mrs. Harrington. Okay, it may be time to end this." Actually I'm not. Something in the way Teodoro's seductive eyes lock on me has my words jumbling up. He observes me with a furrowed brow, intrigue and curiosity seeping through his grumpy facade, and I forget what I was going to say, wondering instead what he's thinking. He raises a single brow, and that simple gesture has me briefly considering diving headfirst into him. My palms fill with sweat, my anxiety kicking into high gear as I wonder where on earth that thought came from. I can't help but feel overwhelmed. His intense gaze pins me in place, my nerves tingling with both trepidation and fascination. I can't shake the feeling of bewilderment, unsure how to respond or how I even ended up in this mess. Finally, Teodoro speaks. "Mrs. Harrington," he says, low and silky smooth, like milk chocolate melting on your tongue. Shit. I wasn't ready for that voice. Who the hell is this guy? I keep my expression neutral, meeting his gaze with a half-smile as I lift my glass in his direction in a mock toast. Yes, Ms. Harrington, actually. What am I doing? I should be correcting the name, not the fucking title. As if letting him know I'm single is more important than letting him know my real name. His gaze is sharp and appraising, and I meet it with a half-smile, still playing along. It's unusual to find someone like you here, he muses. Like me? I try not to choke on my own laugh. Do elaborate. He smirks. No offense, but you look a little out of place. I snort, not feeling the least bit offended. Trust me, I know I'm a fish out of water, I reply. But hey, inspiration comes in all forms, right? I mean, here I am, an outsider, and I have access to the prime rib. I can't help it as my gaze trails down and up his body, thoroughly appreciating the specimen before me. His smirk widens even as he continues sizing me up. Inspiration? He scoffs, glancing around the room. Interesting word choice for a place like this. Oh, it's everywhere. You just have to be able to see it. I shrug. I could even write a bestseller about tonight alone. The invited outsider. I tilt my head. Has a nice ring to it, don't you think? Teodoro's eyes light up with amusement. And what would be my role in this bestseller? I suppose I'd be the mysterious billionaire who makes your life extraordinary and complicated. I can't help but laugh. Don't flatter yourself. I'm not sure you can handle my particular brand of chaos. He chuckles, the sound low and inviting. Chaos, ha! He shrugs. I have a feeling I can handle it. Is that a challenge, Mr. Whitmore? Because I'd hate to think you were underestimating me. I say. The brief flicker in his eyes tells me I've caught him off guard with my wit. He continues to watch me intently, clearly expecting me to stumble under his gaze. The glint in his eyes suggests he knows he's got me on edge, and I must admit, he does, but I know his type. Privileged, arrogant pricks who think they can throw their daddy's money at every problem. Their egos are inflated to match their bank accounts, not their dicks, and it's always the same story. They charm you, draw you in, only to reveal they're nothing more than self-serving assholes. Not all men grow up. Most don't. I remain poised and composed under his scrutiny, flashing him my most casual, eloquent smile, fully aware that he probably wishes I'd flash him my tits instead, which are practically performing their own circus act in this ridiculous dress. I would hate to underestimate you, Ms. Harrington, he says finally, his voice dropping low in a way that makes my toes curl in my heels. You can call me Chloe, I say, realizing how bad I want to hear my name from his velvety lips. Chloe, he says, dangerously low, his tongue curling around the L in a way that can only be described as seductive. Fuck. I lift my champagne glass to my lips to hide the smile that blooms. So, Teodoro continues, how are you enjoying the inspiring experience so far? I shrug. The company here, let's just say, I lean a little closer and lower my voice, is a little more than dull. His eyebrow raises as I lean back. You might be an exception, though. He laughs softly. I must say, Chloe, you have an unexpected boldness. Or just a low tolerance for bullshit. I counter, raising an eyebrow. A mix of defiance and exhilaration swirls in my belly. His smirk widens. Damn that smile of his. There's just something engaging about him. Most guys would fold or back down under this kind of exchange, but Mr. Whitmore seems to be enjoying himself, matching me banter for banter. He steps closer, and I catch that now familiar flicker of amusement in his gaze as he studies me intently, like he's trying to solve a puzzle that even Sherlock couldn't crack. Good luck. You've never been around people like this, and you think you know them, he asks, a challenging edge to his tone. Oh, please, I scoff, my smile widening. You're all made of the same three ingredients: money, power, and a severe allergy to being told no. Movement behind Teodoro catches my eye, and I glare at the shady character who's been lurking in the shadows behind him all night. He's dressed like he just stepped out of an Archie comic book, in a vintage jacket that's seen better days, hiding under a fedora that screams, sneaky as fuck. Mr. Whitmore looks over his shoulder, following my gaze, and rolls his eyes. Oh, that's just Dorian. He laughs it off, never mind him. Then he turns back to me and leans in closer, like our conversation is more important than anything or anyone else, and says, you know, we're not all the same. He's so close, his warmth radiates toward me, making my heart race. The air around him wraps around me, his scent like a... Hold on one fucking second. One thing about me is that I never forget a smell. The The scent wafting off Teodoro is the same one that breezed past me earlier at the entryway. To think I'd been so close to him and hadn't known. Please don't give me the I'm different spiel, I say, trying my hardest not to take an obvious whiff of his intoxicating scent. That's just about the most cliché line in the world. He chuckles, leaning back, and I have to resist the urge to grab his jacket and pull him back. You hate clichés, noted. He shrugs, a smirk playing on his lips. So do I, and you, Chloe, just might be the unexpected factor no one saw coming. There's that damn twinge in my stomach again. The thrill of holding his attention is getting to me in the worst way. It's been so long since I've felt this drawn to someone, and the attraction both thrills and terrifies me. I feel like I'm flirting with danger, but I'm too far gone to care. And you, Teodoro, I say, savoring his name on my tongue, are the exciting plot twist I didn't plan for tonight. I mirror his nonchalant shrug. But I'm ready for anything. His dark brown eyes deepen with intensity, and for a split second, I feel as if I've crossed some sort of line. But then he smirks, moving in again, closer than before. He leans down, closing the distance until only inches remain, his voice slipping into a whisper meant solely for me. Anything, he asks, his curiosity clearly piqued. Let's see how ready you are for this Latino legend. A Latino legend? I can't help but chuckle to myself. I knew it. The dark skin, the way he rolls his RS, and that name, it's the language of romance, radiating pure fuego. Oh, and I'm here for it. But the challenge in his tone sends a rush through me. My heart races, and I wonder what I've gotten myself into. Could someone like me actually keep up with someone like him? Unsure of what to say, I hold his gaze and my breath, waiting for him to realize that I'm way in over my head. The room seems to fade around us, the laughter and chatter blurring into background noise as Teodoro studies me with that intense, unreadable expression. His lips part slightly, and I think he's about to say something else to throw me off my game. Instead, he places a finger under my chin, tilting my head to keep my gaze, ensuring I can't look away. His touch is light, yet it sends a thrill through me that's downright maddening. It takes every ounce of willpower I have to keep my knees from buckling beneath me. Consider me intrigued, Chloe, he says in that low, toe-curling way. My name has literally never sounded so damn good. He holds my gaze for a moment longer, and I can't help but get lost in those deep, smoldering brown eyes that seem to see right through me. A hand on Teodoro's shoulder breaks the moment. The shady character I noticed lurking around Teodoro, Dorian, sidles up next to him, drawing his attention. I feel a flash of annoyance toward this interrupting stranger as Teodoro's hand drops from my chin, and he tilts his head towards him. He nods along to whatever the man is saying, his face tightening. And then, without another word, he turns away from me and walks away. My stare trails after Teodoro, a little dumbfounded by his sudden departure. But then, he glances back, casting a final, lingering look my way. I don't see his lips move, but I could swear I hear his voice reverberate in my mind. Let's see just how much of an outsider you really are. And then he fades into the shadows, slipping away into the night through what looks like a side door, with the tiny lady who escorted me in and the shady dude right on his heels. A breath whooshes out of me, my heart still thundering from the experience. Teodoro fucking Whitmore. I don't know who the hell this man is, but something tells me I'm not done with him yet.